Pull the pin ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But I promise you, we're going to give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Nate, and let's pull the pin already.
Welcome, Nate. Welcome. Good to see you again.
Hey, I was AWOL last week. My bad. My bad.
Well, it wasn't just you either. So I had some medical issues that VA comp stuff that's actually kept me down a couple days too. So it's not all on you, Nate, but we are back. And unfortunately, until we get some more veterans on here, we are going to struggle through this kind of process. And our loyal fans like Johnny and Christine will just have to go to another podcast for their entertainment for that day, just for that day. We'll be back though. We will be back. So again, speaking of being back, we are here. We're going to pull some headlines again, like usual. We're going to try to jump right back in this like nothing ever happened. And we're going to go and talk about them from our perspective. And why is our perspective important?
We're average veterans. We're better on the road than we know everything.
Right. So we'll tell you how to feel and what to get mad at and what to do. So we probably haven't read the articles because we know you haven't either because your days are just as busy as ours. So without further ado, let's get into some headlines. And right off the bat, SCOTUS allows Border Patrol to remove razor wire installed by Texas in 5-4 ruling. What do you got, Nate?
Is it a hazard to the Border Patrol?
Well,
obviously I didn't read the article, so I'm going off headlines. Did the Border Patrol request it? Did they need it? I mean,
well, I don't know if you've been following this stuff because I know you kind of keep a tight ship in there without your news sources.
Yeah, the border's secure, right? I mean, what do we need more stuff for?
Good point. Well, this is really big, and it was something I was going to talk about earlier because, Texas blocked the Border Patrol, told them, don't come in here. We're taking care of our own border now. And if you don't think that's, people don't realize how big a deal that is. I mean, it's the federal government fighting against a state government. And, that's how the Civil War started, I think, back in the day. So this is a big deal. And basically the Supreme Court, I'm not really sure about the ruling or why this ruling went this way, has something to do with the Border Patrol coming in there, cutting the wire so they can safely get the illegals in to process them. So I assume it's a safety issue. And I think the ruling, even though 5-4, what's that?
Why cut them out? Just leave the illegals out
on
there
the other side. Right, exactly. So at the end of the day, I mean, I think that I can't comment on the legal
because there are ports of entry, right, to come in through.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, in the end, like I do believe, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I do believe we should respect the SCOTUS and their decisions. Supreme Court, if you don't know what that means, we should respect their opinions and their rulings because otherwise, what good are they, right?
Right. Yep.
But on the flip side, I think it's in the Constitution that the states have a right to protect themselves, and actually, the country has a right to protect the states from invasion. So I think there's a real problem here with this decision. But in the end, I think also it's only about cutting the wire. I think the razor wire is a problem in whatever Texas is doing. But I imagine if they built a wall, they can't make them take the wall down. You know what I mean? I think it's the wire. But in the end, this is really dangerous. And I don't know, Nate, you didn't get to see my solo Frago, but my Frago was about what I'm going to talk about. It's about you people like, well, let me ask you, Nate, just to give a perspective, since you didn't see the Frago yet, whatever. What are you supposed to do when you're given an order? What are you supposed to consider when you're given that order?
Is it lawful?
Correct. Now, what do you have? What is your obligation as a soldier or whatever, serving the Constitution, whatever, whether it's law enforcement or whatever? What's your obligation when you're given an unlawful order?
You don't have to follow it.
Correct.
Report a chain.
Correct. So what I appealed to, which you can go watch later on, the last episode we did that I did, is these Border Patrol people, the police, all these people in those positions that are supposed to be swearing an oath to the Constitution. Now Border Patrol's in the highlight. Like I think a lot of people came to defend them. Remember the whipping incident? The whipping when they supposedly whipped the guy at the border when it was a horse rain. You remember that was all a lie? Well, I think a lot of people came to defend them. I think a lot of people, loyal patriots in this country, have supported Border Patrol trying to do their job. Well, now I'm going to tell you the flip side of that. You're not going to get our support if you keep enforcing unlawful orders. You're not. You're going to find yourself on the other side. And if you're doing it for a paycheck, then I understand the struggle. I completely understand the struggle, but you will become an enemy of the people and you will be held accountable because you are now breaking the law and supporting an
And
unlawful order.
you don't want law enforcement arguing with each other and this and that. But you know what? If I'm Border Patrol and Texas wants to guard the border, that's fine. All my agents are now going to the points of entry, and that's where we're going to stay.
I mean, that's at the end of the day, yeah, it makes sure. But apparently, they're getting from the Obama administration. And that wasn't a Freudian slip. The Obama administration, because I'm done calling it Biden. It's not Biden. It's Obama running this country, and you'll see why soon. Because I think Michelle's going to probably run. So Obama's going to have what 1, 2, 3, and possibly 2 more, 5 consecutive terms in office, 20 years as president. Just 3 of them behind the 3 of those terms behind the scenes. So probably their orders given these border patrol things, but I'm gonna tell you
Why
those
don't
orders are
Michelle should
unlawful.
just make him his running mate, and he could be the vice president.
Well, either way, he's running things anyway. Michelle's not running stuff. I mean, she may run the family because she's the man of the family, right? But it's just so sad. And like I said, it was really serious that I was putting out. You're going to have to make a choice. If you're going to keep enforcing unlawful orders against the American people, do you think they're going to forgive you when you take away their rights or when this country falls? No, you're part of the problem. So you better wake the hell up and be for the American people. If your job is your concern, I'm sure somebody will find you another job. People will not let you starve. So if that's your fear, you need to stop being a damn coward and do the right thing. That's I mean that's it. It's scary. I get it. I got kids too. It's scary. But go ahead, keep being part of the problem, the demise of this country, and you will be held accountable. It's just that simple. Anyways, that's the problem we have in Texas, and it's getting serious. What are they going to do, Nate? What are they going
But
to do? Do you think the federal government's going to come in and say, "Hey, Texas, you need to move and let us in"? It's
whose
a
land is it?
standoff,
Whose land is it?
right? But it's
Is
but
it,
it's
is it,
in
is it, is it I mean, the federal can probably take them to Texas by a whoop of a pen. This is federal property. You'd stay behind us.
sure. And at the end of the day, right? Isn't that the truth, though, right? So when it's convenient for them, federal want to say, "Oh, this is our jurisdiction,"
Right.
but then when it's a problem, the federal's like, "Oh no, you can handle it."
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's just it's sad, corrupt, crooked things. At the end of the day, it's the big plan of the Barack Hussein Obama administration set to destroy this country, and you guys
And
better
that's
be ready.
this. They said this problem right here is existing because of politics, not because of border patrol, not because they're in Texas, not because it's Texas law enforcement, because politics is playing a role, and Texas is done with politics, and border patrol is just following the rules.
But you don't think it's bigger than that, Nate? Like you don't think there's really ignorant, stupid people in this country who say, "Oh, we need to let everybody in. They're free people," and then those liberals like in New York and Chicago, "Oh, we can't handle it. We need more money." Where are you getting the money from, buddy? Where are you getting it from? The people who's losing their jobs now because illegals come and take their jobs and send it back to their countries. Like, where are you getting the money from?
Those of us that said don't let it happen, and we're still paying taxes, and they're still taking the money, and they're still going to pay for it.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, so the problem isn't just politics. The problem is stupid liberal. I don't want to say liberal. That's not fair. Stupid people who really think immigration is. I mean,
Well,
these
it
are the
comes down.
same.
They vote the politicians in, so
Sure, but we all know most of the people don't vote. That's how these politicians get in. So they go find their friends and then they get elected. Dude, I go to my town council meetings all the time, and I don't know who the hell voted for these people. I don't even know. I have no idea.
are you going
I
to
mean,
run for the
they're
next?
clearly,
You going to run
huh?
for the next? Are you going to run for the next vacancy?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Be
But
part of be part of the solution.
well, I do go to all the meetings, so I'm not a hypocrite. And I would run, but not this next one, not the next vacancy,
But
because
I got a VA disability. I can't run. I can only walk. I'm going to walk to this next
that's on a
headline.
good day, right? That's on a good day. All right, this is another one that's intriguing too, and it's obviously part of the bigger plan: mysterious disease X to be discussed by world leaders. I think they already talked about this a bit ago, maybe last week. This might be late to the party, but have you heard anything about this mysterious disease X?
Isn't it mysterious disease election year? Is that what they are? Or?
X is in election X, right?
Oh,
Well, I mean, but
I
this
had not
is.
heard of this one. No, though.
I don't know if this is the
Enlighten me.
same thing. I don't know if this is the same thing, But they did have a thing from China. China apparently just identified a strand from that, whatever that animal thing is, that they've got a disease now that can literally kill instantly. They're saying
And
all
that
the
that that
rats.
just came about. It wasn't homegrown by a human, right? It just
No, no,
mysteriously
I think
appeared.
I think they're admitting it came from the pandolin. What's a pandolin? What's that stupid bat thing? Whatever it is. But I think they're actually saying, yeah, this can kill instantly. I don't know if it's a bluff, it's China, or I don't know if it's real. I don't know what it is, but at the end of the day, you can see this big conspiracy coming up. Now, I didn't say theory, I just said conspiracy. There is some big conspiracy, whether it's for elections or world dominance. But you guys better brace yourselves because disease X, along with climate change and all the other crap you're being duped about, it's going to put you in a position where you're either going to be a slave or dead. So pick one of those two. Pick one you like best. I mean, I like living, but I don't know. I'd rather die than be a slave, I guess. So what do you think? Disease
Yeah, that
coming?
depends who I'm a slave for. Some people already take care of their people, so we'll see
Right.
what
Yeah.
happens.
You're basically a slave for your wife, right?
Oh, true,
Um,
true.
so if you're willing to compensate that, then might as well go for it, right? Hey, I don't mind being a have-nots as long as you give me something, right? My
Of
little
course,
stimmy check.
there's another mysterious disease come. They come every couple of years, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And,
It's part of New World Order, though.
yeah, and I think they're all man-made, probably, right? Nothing just comes out of the blue.
No, no. I mean, I'm sure things do replicate, but I think at the end of the day, if we've got factories or factories, not factories, clinics, they're making this stuff.
But they're factories. You're right. You got it
Yeah,
right.
yeah, right. Like I understand on one hand, big pharma, the crooked people in big pharma wanting to not cure cancer so that they can make tons of money on people dying from cancer. Like I understand that. Not that I approve of that. I'm just saying I understand why they do that. Because the almighty dollar power, whatever, they live a good life. They don't care about you. They're immune from all the stuff you deal with, and they've got no, compassion for humans. Period. So I understand that, but to make a disease that kills everyone, how are you protecting yourself? You know what I mean? Like, even if China were to release it, like the COVID stuff, China got hit pretty good with the COVID, right? So,
Yeah.
how are you protecting yourself? At some point, you put this in existence, it's coming for you, just like AI. You create the robot that kills the other people, guess what they're going to do? Turn around and kill you. So, don't be so stupid. Not you, Nate. You're not stupid. You're on the best show in the world.
Just not smart. That's all.
Just like over here invention. All right. Anyway, Biden admin released 6.2 million illegals into the U.S. the past 3 years using parole loophole.
Released? I mean, that means they captured 6.2 million?
I guess if you
Or
call
do they
capture.
they just let 6.2 million into the country? Because I don't think they caught and released
Yeah.
6.2 million.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I assume they've got something because they had to give them a $3,000 check or gift card and a cell phone.
That's a lot of votes.
So they had to do that. And you're right, probably a voter registration card too. That's probably in the package with some crack needles and stuff like that too. So yeah, I mean, you don't think 6.2 million illegals in any country is a problem?
Oh yeah.
Go
Uh,
look
what
at any country.
what other country has just in 3 years has 6 point? What other country in lifetime has 6.2 million illegals?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and just go look at other countries. Like all these model countries, like Sweden and all this, that they let in all those refugees. Oh boy, they regretted that, didn't they? All the crime went up and rapes in Sweden and all that stuff went up, and now they're all mad that they did that.
Hmm.
So in the end, there's a reason we form colonies, groups, all these little teams. There's a reason we do that because we have like-minded people who agree with similar things, and we want to protect each other from the people who want to destroy that. Just that simple. It's the reason the LGBT, whatever it is, the gay mafia is so strong, right? Because they all agree on one thing and they think everybody's out to destroy them. It's a reason it's so strong, and they form this coalition. They form this big group. Well, countries are the same way. We have an American way, and we want to keep it that way. So we don't want your global order where everybody just freely walks from country to country trying to take from each other's country because it's happened in the past. It'll happen in the future. Anyways, I don't even know if that had anything to do with the topic.
I don't know, but we'll move on.
Yeah. All right. So this one's for you, man. Tony Dungy and Steve Young say Taylor Swift's presence had negative effects on the NFL?
I bet you the channels that are carrying the games that she's on will have an argument against that, because I'm sure a lot more people are tuning in just to see Taylor Swift.
Yeah, well, so this doesn't say they said it has a great positive effect on ratings, right? It just has a negative effect on the NFL.
Yeah, actual NFL fans are tired of
Yeah, and
show the game.
I
But
think it's true.
Jason Kelsey showed up.
Right, right.
He's
I
like,
think
tell
it's
Taylor who? Look at me.
I mean, it's true. Even the whole Black Lives Matter, I still see it now. End racism on the end zones, and even that thing is it's just getting old. It's getting stupid. You know what I mean? Like, how do you end racism when you've got everybody on the field like 80% black? Like, where's the racism? What are you talking about?
There's been racism here since the beginning. There'll be racism here at the end. People just don't like people.
Right,
What?
right, right.
The
And
more
yet,
you make a big deal about it, is the problem.
so let's put this on a different perspective. So racism could be evil, right? Okay, let's end evil. Oh, can you do that? No, you can't do that. There's no possible way you'll be able to completely defeat evil because people are evil all around the world.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I understand. I agree with the message, end racism. It's just the same thing. No, football's become a joke now. I'm tired of watching it
that
because they're pushing crap in it
that's like saying and Democrats and Republicans. It's not going to happen.
and parties, right?
Yeah,
And
and yeah,
political
is it
parties.
going to happen? As soon as you end the DNR, maybe the racism will go away a little more.
Right, right. It's just sad, and I think she's right. I think there, but the problem I think with this headline is Taylor Swift. She loves the attention too. It'd be a different story if she just didn't say anything, stayed in the shadows. Let people find out, but kind of be. But no, she's all about it, hugging and all that stuff, and it's turning into a joke. They're making it reality TV, and that's the problem. We can't just have our sports. You have the athletes with the drama as it is. So if this was a Kelsey drama, that's one thing. But this is not. It's a Swift drama.
I think if the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl, she should be the halftime show.
Yeah, right. Or one of their homemade videos. Is that what you're saying? What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. All right. Anyways, I think we're done with this episode. So let's move on here. Thanks again, Nate, for showing up. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks again for your like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and all the money you sent to the website, which I don't even know if it's working. But maybe one day we'll get enough money, retire, and we'll be able to do this full time. But until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin already. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.